coming in. Live, part 1, part 2. It's early. Everybody probably at work. Everybody probably at work. Well, most people at work today. Some people not, but some people probably at work today. Hello, Narc Alert. Hi, Rebecca Teller. Hi, Jennifer Phillips. Oh, Kevin D. Los Santos. Thank you for helping others navigate through the abuse, Kevin. You're welcome, Kevin. Finally catch you live. Yep, Narc Alert, you caught me live. Yeah, this is ran out, so let me do this at this time. I usually don't do it at this time, but this is a perfect time for me to kind of do it right now because I'm just taking a break from jogging. So, catching my breath and stuff. So, I'm going to start doing them random. Catch you live, finally catch you live. George, how do they function with all of that effed up energy? Tips me out sometimes, though. George, how do they function with all that messed up energy? Well, they function as dysfunctional. That's the whole thing. Their function is dysfunctional. They focus in a dysfunctional way. It's dysfunction. It's not normal healthy function. That's why it's called dysfunction. They dysfunctional. They live dysfunctional, George. So it's really different from how someone normally will function. So it's definitely different. So what happens is the narcissist is out doing all of these things, and they most thing is to protect their image, and they creating this image. That's how they function, the false image. See, they hide behind this mask, and also too they are doing things and trying to be in control over everything to guard themselves and them true selves, and so nothing gets revealed about them and they dysfunction. When they home behind closed doors, that's another thing. But when they out in public and they at work and all these other things in the community and things like that, their false images, standing out, and they're protecting everything else. But they're not really functioning. They are really dysfunctional, George. This is why you see is always drama in their life. This is why there's always something going on and drama in their life, George. They just blame others for it. They always change the totem post. They always change the narrative and switch it up, and they always lying. So it is dysfunction there. This is why they always got drama, problems, and their life is full of chaos and drama. Don't let them fool you. They just pretend like it's not, and they just blame everything for everybody, and then they just cover it up. And for the most part, you won't really know what's going on in their life if you're not involved with them. Jennifer Phillips, I have a question. Yeah, ask me the question, Jennifer. Dawn, hi, Dawn. Oh, she said hi, Jennifer. Hi, Dawn. Why can't these narcs stay loyal? Why are they cheaters? Because narcissists are not loyal people, first of all. Because they're not loyal because narcissists are people that's based on and live off of supply. It's all about supply for them. That's what life is all about. So this and they're very delusional. See, they're not loyal because they see people as objects. They don't see people as people. They live life only to get what they want and what they need. And they are empty people, Jennifer. They are very empty people. They don't create their own self-worth. They don't create their own happiness. So they use people for this. Then when you got them being people as people who don't take responsibility and think they're perfect, which they really not, and when they make mistakes and people cause them to look at themselves and try to get them to admit and see things their way, they don't like that. And if they can't control and manipulate a situation, then that causes them to leave. It's like they say how loyal is a hungry dog. A dog eats you alive to survive. Narcissists eat people alive so they can survive. They're not loyal because everything is not based on their loyalty. They don't have loyalty because their life, and they don't have no morals, values, and principles. And to them, everything is based off on a need basis. Like, what did you do for me today? What did you do for me now? What can I get out of this? What can I get out of that now? And they just use people. So this is what it's all about to them. This is why they're not loyal. They don't see people as human beings. They see everything and situations as opportunity for them to look good and gain something, for them to get a quick high, for them to get pleasure. This is why they use people as sex objects. This is why they use people for money and things like that. This is why they have no loyalty. Donna, my narc ex-baby dad told me that I can move on. And he told me that he doesn't care what I do. When I take my son to see him, he always asking about my life and what I've been up to. Why does he do that? Donna, he's trying to find out what's going on with your life. He's nosy. Narcissists always want to know what's going on with your life because they are jealous people. That's another reason why they are always in your business, so they can find a way to destroy your business, also to compete with you. They want to know what's going on so they know what you're up to, because narcissists are very scary people. They don't show you this and know you this, but narcissists don't like the world. They think the world is this big place, like that is against them and that's always attacking them, and everything and everyone is against them. So they don't trust nobody, and so they are always trying to, and this is one of the reasons why they're trying to be in control over everything and everyone and every situation, because for the fact that they are so scared and need to be in control of everything, because they don't know what's going to happen next, and they are emotionally unstable. Like, they fear the future. Narcissists fear the future. They can't handle things not going their way. They're like kids, like how kids like things to go their way, and if it don't, they throw tantrums and they get upset, and it's this big thing. That's how narcissists are. They think and see things in the way kids do. They have a mind of a child. Their brain operates as a child brain operates, because their brain is not fully developed. And he wants to know what's up with you so he can see what are you doing, so he can stay 10 steps ahead of you, and just to be nosy, period. And then also to find an opportunity of a way to destroy you. So the best way to handle that is don't tell narcissists your business at all. Don't deal with nobody who will tell your business to a narcissist. You know the saying, never let your left hand know what your right hand doing. And you have to live like that, especially when it comes to narcissists. I wrote you an autobiography, LOL, on your scapegoat and black sheep comparison. Oh, I'll read it later, probably later today or tomorrow when I get time, Dawn. That's cool with me. Jennifer, actually, hey Kevin, I'm a huge fan. Thank you, Foxy Lady. I appreciate that. Question, Kevin, how do you break codependency? You just Dawn, you have to realize that codependency doesn't help and doesn't work. When you codependent, you have to deal with people abuse. This is and I have to do a video about codependency on the narcissist part and our part too, as being victims or supply for the narcissist, and being empaths. The thing is, Dawn, is that when you codependent and you depend on someone, you have to deal with you end up taking and dealing with the abuse that they give you. You end up selling them when you codependent, and you never really get nowhere as further in life as you can be and get the full potential out of your life and show your true potential and be your true whole self when you codependent, because you won't do certain things that you should do and won't think a certain way that you should, and won't take a step and leap out on faith in your life or trust yourself with anything, because you're relying on other people and you're being codependency. And you won't be honest about certain things with people, and you just won't tell people certain things that you should tell them, and then you just won't break away from toxic relationships and situations because you're being codependent. So codependency kind of sets you back and ruin your life because it allows people that are no good for your life, and codependency doesn't allow you to move on with your life. It don't allow you to step into the next dimension or the next phase of your life, which is good for you. Actually, why do they act like children? Never want to grow up. Because that's how far their brains got. Like their brains stopped developing, Foxy Lady, as when they was children. So their brain never, they got older, but their brain is stuck there. You get what I'm saying? As when they was a kid, at the trauma stage, as to where they dealt with all the trauma and the abuse that they dealt with. You know, they already made up their mind and already stopped their brain development. You know, this is why you can't change the narcissist's mind about nothing. This is why they'll never change and see things, because their brain stuck and stopped at a certain place to where it won't grow. This is why they never change. And you're 50, 60 years old and they still up to the old tricks and the old habits, and they won't change. And this is why they act like kids, Foxy Lady, because their brain are actually on the kid stuck level. Their brain stuck at a certain age as to where it got stuck as them being kids. This is why they do little things as kids. This is why they act like grown kids. And sometimes it's kind of hard for us to even recognize it for a while because they're grown, and you don't expect grown people to act like that. But then when you sit back and you really think about it, you're acting like a kid and thinking like a kid, just in an adult body. And you just have an adult age on you, but you're really like a kid. And that's why. And it works for them. The way they act works for them on who they are. Like if you're an honest person, it works for you because that's just who you are inside. That's just that's just what you're comfortable with doing. That's what works for you. Life is better for you when you're honest and you're straightforward with people, and if you're a good person. You get what I'm saying? Like, it works for you because that's just who you are. For them, it works for them because it works for who they are inside. Even though it's toxic and it's a mess and drama, that works for them and they don't mind it. What is caprice a love? Hi, Kevin. What happens when a grade A supply gives a severe narc injury? The narc acts out, got his recycled supply pregnant 1 week after. You go straight, no contact. He was Facebook stalking. Yeah. Go no contact. It's always good to go no contact with narcissists. That's the best thing that you can do, is go no contact with them and cut any contact that is available. And when a grade supply gives a severe narc injury and the nurse, they act out, got his recycled. Yeah, so 1 week after, you go straight no contact. He was Facebook. Yeah, in that situation, that's what happened. You called a narc injury, they got mad, went back to the old supply. Look, now they got a kid. You see what I'm saying? Look how irresponsible, and what just happened, she said he did. Like, basically that's the situation, right? Is it caprice love? I hope I'm not saying it I'm saying it wrong. Yeah, you see that? If this is a true story, but most likely this is, because this is how situations happen with them. From the supply that they had, they caused a narc injury. Then they go back to the other supply, and a week later they just pregnant. So look how messy and sloppy they are and create. And this is what we gotta be careful for, because they'll create our life and make our life as sloppy and messy as this if we allow it. 1 week got with somebody that they already been with, and they pregnant in a week. And they just using you and willing to get you pregnant, even though they just using you to get over somebody else for the time being. That's crazy. Monique Bullen, they ain't. They really ain't. Monique. Narc alert. Oh, he's talking. Jennifer, I just left my narc, and it's been nothing but a mind F the whole time. Nothing but deception and lies. Yeah, that's all they create, because they have no character, and they're not good people, and they don't have good intentions for you. So you're confused and you caught up with all this drama and this chaos before you actually realize, like, this person is a child, a kid, and they playing games, and they don't have nothing to give or offer anyone. And this is why they play games, because they don't have nothing to offer you. They don't have Narcissists are not assets, they liabilities. They know this, and they don't have nothing to give you or offer you. This is why they don't come with nothing but games, dramas, lies, deception, deceit, gaslighting and projection. Question, Kevin, why do they have two sources of supply, and how do I know which source I am? Well, Dawn, they have to have more than one source of supply, because they need supply. Like, they live off supply. It's almost like how we live off of air. They are empty people, so they need people for everything aspect of their life. You get what I'm saying? Like, right now, I'm working out by myself. I'm jogging on my runs, and I go on my runs by myself. I don't need nobody to do that. I didn't need nobody to encourage me or influence me to, do this, even though it'd be good for somebody to encourage you, influence you, but for the most part, I'm doing this by myself. Like, a narcissist can't do that by themselves. They need somebody there to do it with them. They need people to get through life, period, every day. They are empty, scary people. They are afraid of being alone. And most of the part, they're afraid of being alone because of themselves. This is also why they need supplying company all the time. This is why they always run in packs. This is why they always got a group. This is why they run in groups all the time, because they, they empty, and they don't have no self-worth. So they need all type of supplies. They need all type of people so they can run to. When this one get word out or this one busy, they need supply 24/7 all the time. They can't go without it a second or a minute without it. This is why they got so many lined up, so they could just go here, go there, go there. And then when one leaves them, I don't want to deal with them no more, because they finally seen who they truly are, and they just can't take it or deal with it no more, or they break down, or they, whatever supply that they're using them for, they don't have no more. They just leave them. They just say, okay, no use for you no more, so they just leave them. How you doing? So that's the reason why. And Don, how do you know what supply that you are? If you're the primary supply, you're the person who they always are with or contacting. You're the person they're always contacting the most. You're the person that they're always with the most. And you're the person that they're always getting something from or taking something from. That's how you know you're the primary supply. Yeah, I put that mirror right up to his face and sliced his ego, putting him in his place after he disrespected me. Yeah, and see, they don't like that. This is where they'll start gaslighting and projecting you. This is where they start trying to make you feel bad, and also will do a silent treatment to put you in place to gain control over the situation. George, it's because I live in Minnesota, and honestly, it's almost like everyone here's narcissistic to me. I don't know if it's part of the culture, Minnesota, nice, but it's all dysfunction. Like you said, you right on that. Yeah, George, some places is just, that's what it is. Like, just like you go to a job, that work at jobs where everybody in there is just toxic. Like 90%, 95%, 98% of the whole business company, like the whole workplace is narcissists. Like, and I dealt with abuse and just a whole bunch of projection, gaslighting, narcissistic abuse and manipulation, sabotage at places I work. And it was mind-boggling to me, like, all these people are narcissists and acting this way and doing what they doing. At first, for a long time, I almost thought that I was crazy. Something was wrong with me. And, it had me contemplating suicide, because I thought I was crazy and losing my mind. I thought it was me, that I was bugging, once I really started seeing and realizing, like, what was going on. Because it's kind of like, why would somebody be doing this? because I was uneducated on narcissists. I didn't get it, and mostly because I grew up dealing with narcissistic abuse and been around it my whole life, that I kind of somewhat just thought it was the norm. And that's how it is. The whole city could be narcissistic, most of them. It could really go that way. Because narcissists are becoming a mass population, like, you know, it's just growing. Like, now narcissist is a big thing now. It's like, so everybody, narcissist is being more accepted to be this way, you know? And all these narcissistic parents, they're not doing nothing but raising narcissistic kids. So they're growing up narcissistic and they're having kids, and it's just reproducing narcissists. Monica Bullen. They're trying to get to where they're going, don't care about anybody. Yes, that's another thing. Narcissists are trying to get to where they're going, and they trying to and they just trying to get where they're going, and they're using people and abusing people while they get there. They will use you for their agenda and their motive, and you don't even know that they're doing what they're doing, and then they'll just leave you dry and just go on and do what they're doing, and using people just to climb to the top. Narc alert. Give the lease. What you mean give the lease? Oh, really? If you are as the giving, yeah, they give the lease. They hardly give anything. Narcissists are not givers, they takers. And if they give you, it's only to manipulate you. And even then, they still getting more out of what they gave you. Big guy, what's up, Kevin? I seen her last week. I drove truck, so she was on the same road I was on. So when I got the light, I pulled my brakes and jumped out and got up on her car and told her to open door. So she didn't. So I jumped back in my truck. The next day, she tried to call me. I didn't answer, and she sent me a text saying that she was going to get a restraining order against me. I'm not bothering her. Yeah, Big L, what are you doing though? Why are you seeing her and you're hopping out of your car and then you telling her to open her door? That's kind of like suspect. That's kind of like, if she go to court and tell them that, they probably give her a restraining order on that, because they're going to say the same thing. Why are you seeing her while you guys are driving? She in her car, you in your car, then you stop and get out, and then you just walk up to her car and like get out the door. Like, what are you doing, Big L? Why are you doing this? Like, you're setting yourself up, my brother. Like, you can't do that. Like, you got to leave the narcissists alone. Like, let them go live their life and just leave them alone. You got to forget about them. Like, and I know it's a process and it takes time, but you got to remember, like, they are going to destroy your life. Now, look, see, she already talking about a restraining order, and you know what, she's going to end up getting you caught up in the system and getting you caught up in drama and legal actions. Like, you don't want that. Like, and I gotta say, this is not her fault. This is your fault, because you just opened that window and gave her the opportunity and justice to be a narcissist and do what they do. Dawn, I'm grateful for you. I'm learning new things today. Well, thank you, Dawn. I'm grateful for you guys as well. Jennifer Phillips, great question, Dawn. I would like to know that as well. Jennifer, if I was true, thanks. They'll never change. I tried to help, but he only got angry. That's another thing. I got to do another video about that. Narcissists don't want advice, Foxy Lady and everybody. They don't want advice. They don't want to change. They want you to believe that, so that once you find out who they are, you won't really leave once you know that they'll never change. You know, whatever's wrong with somebody, and you know, because nobody's perfect, you will stay and help work on that relationship, which is a good thing to do if a person's gonna change. So you say, well, I can help change this person or help them, but when a person don't want to change, and they the way who they are, they deceiving you, making you believe that they're going to change when they have no intentions to change. A narcissist know this, and they know that they got you fooled from the gate, and they're not going to change, and they're going to always stay the same. So you're thinking, well, and then sometimes they pretend like they will change to fool you and get you to stay, and they'll change for a day, they'll change for a week, they'll change for a month, just to calm you down. So then they'll be able to do it again. Then it's keep you confused, like, okay, well, they changed for a week, they changed for a month, so okay, now I just got to get them to the place to where they just change forever. You know what I'm saying? Now they got you working harder to help them get change and change. Now you thinking you're actually in control, and this is where they want to fool you at, to get you to think you're actually in control and that you can change them. And they're laughing the whole time, and they think it's a joke. But see, they like people like this so that they can get you to change. They really wanted to get you to work for them to not change their situation, but you help them manipulate situations and help them gain control and manipulate people in situations so things could go their way. This is what also why they want you to be, they like supply to stay and help them change and think they're changing, but really you're not helping them change. You're helping them be who they really are. You're just being backup for them. Thomas, hello, Kevin, greetings from Finland. I don't know how to say Helsinki, Finland. Do you think it is a narcissistic feature that a person can't ever admit I am right on any issue, that this person has to question everything I say? Wait, I'm trying to get this. Do you think it is a narcissistic feature that a person can't ever admit I am right on any issue, that this person has to question everything I say? Yes, Thomas. Yes, that's definitely a narcissist, and watch out for that. That's a person that really don't like you and hates you, and that's most likely a covert narcissist. This is a way for them to be. This is part of their passive aggressiveness towards you, because you got aggressive and you got passive aggressive. Aggressive is like it's more of it's more vile, it's more vulgar. I hope vile is the right word if I'm right, but it's more, you know, aggression leads to like violence and like you can't hide aggression, like, you know, it's more physical, it's more mean, it's more obvious. Passive aggressive is a way for them to express their anger without you knowing it. So that's one of the reasons why what they do is make you feel like you're not right about anything. It's them hating you and not liking you, and they're expressing it through that way because they're weak cowards. So they do things like, they always say something is you saying something that's wrong, you're never right. This is a way for them showing they expressing their anger and hate towards you. So this is why they'll say, oh, yep, time to show my anger and my hate, be passive aggressive. No, you're not right about that. Nope, you're not right about that. Nope, you're wrong. No matter what you say, you could be right. They like you. So this is the part of them being passive. And another thing they'll do is never agree to you being right. When it's something or conflict or issue between you and somebody else, they will never really want to say that you're right. They will always say that, you know, the other person is wrong. Like, oh, I see what they saying. They always try to make it seem like, you know, the other person was right, or they're justified for what they're doing. You know, what are you against that they said or might have did or not doing or didn't say? So be careful for that. That is a secret hater. Definitely a narcissist. When a person don't ever admit you're right about anything. Love, your lovely stalker. Does the narcissist feel attracted to you, or does he take everything he can get? Your lovely stalker, that's it. They are attracted for what do you have that they could get and take. So that's the attraction. What you have, what you How you doing? What they can take, what they got. You know, it's things that you have. It's tangible things. You know, it's material things. These are the things that attract them to you. You could have a great body too. You could look good. You could be handsome. You could be gorgeous, beautiful, sexy, whatever. That'll attract them to you too. But they're using that to make them look good. See, they'll use you as a trophy. See what I'm saying? They'll use you as a trophy. So you got a nice body, or you know what I'm saying? You look good, you handsome, you gorgeous, or whatever. They use that as, hey, look at me. What does this says about me if I got a person, a female or a male, that a woman or a man that has an awesome body, or I have a woman or a man that looks gorgeous, handsome, or beautiful. You know, it's all about them. Everything is all about them. So that's all. Everything is all about them. So it's like, look at me. I have someone, so this must makes me an awesome person. And they actually feel like that because they got something that's good. It's almost like you taking a test and you getting an A+ on it. You feel happy, good about yourself. So when they get somebody that's like, you know, whatever they may have that they think is good supply to them that they like, that's how it's how they feel about themselves. They live vicariously through other people. They use other people for their own self-esteem. This is why narcissists are always trying, they need validation and admiration from people. This is why they love compliments. This is why they love being around other people. This is why they like being in control. This is why they like being a leader of the group, not because they're leaders, but they like to be in control and be the boss so everybody can kiss up to them. And it's all about what you can get. And if you're attracted, they are attracted to you because you're attractive. But it's all about what they can get, how they're gonna look because of how you look. You know? And they mirror you, they mirror other people. So if you look good, I look good. If I don't look good and you look good, I still look good because you look good and I got you. I'm with you. And they are attracted to you by things. Your car, where you live at, the business you got, your income, what you wear, your status. All that attracts them to you. Same thing that attracts to them. Look at my video also to your lovely stalker. You might have did what makes good supply for a narcissist. That video that I did, all those things that attract them, the good and the bad. Like if you're a pushover, if you passive, if you always put yourself, you know, last and put people first, they also attracted to that too. Narcissists are attracted to our they're attracted to our good qualities and they are attracted to our bad qualities. They use both of them. Not just one, they use both of them. Yes, yep. Announced it on Facebook on New Year's Day. Professional pick and all. Yeah, see? Caprice love to show everybody that they good. They somebody, because look, I got somebody pregnant on with somebody. That means I'm everything. That's because they are nobody without anything, or they're nobody without nobody. So, you know, a person that's a person that is whole and are good with themselves, they could be single. You know, they don't need nobody to make them feel or make them look like or believe that they're somebody. You should believe and know that you're somebody whether you with somebody or not. You should be comfortable in your own skin. Narcissists are not comfortable in their own skin. They're not even comfortable in their own body. Narcissist, oh yeah, I got it. Oh, okay, Jennifer. They are also pathological liars. Yes, narcissists are Jennifer Phillips. Yes, they are pathological liars. They love to lie. They get a kick out of it. They lie just to lie. They'll lie for no reason. They'll lie when there's even no point to lie. They'll just lie. 90% of people I know are narcs. Wow, that's crazy. Good life. That's true. That's you know, and that's why you got to go out and meet new probably, you know, go to different places, meet new people, different surroundings, because That'll help you be around people that's not narcissists. You know, it might only be one person in that area that's not or is, but it's still good. And that's kind of like me, good life. I know not most people I know 96 narcissists, but I'm changing that. I'm doing things to change that. Your lovely stalker, is it normal that I still miss my narcissist after half a year? Is he is in my head all day. Yeah. You gotta you have to that's normal. Yes, that is normal, your lovely stalker. That's normal for you to feel that way and think that way. You got him stuck in your head because your lovely stalker, for one, you had sex with him, so you got a soul tie to him. That's one of the reasons. You had sex with the narcissist, so that creates a soul tie by sex. Also, too, the trauma bond. You have a trauma bond with him. You created a trauma bond with him because all of the drama that you endured being in a relationship with a narcissist, it creates a trauma bond. It's a clinical brain thing. So your brain is kind of fiending for that drug of the drama and the trauma that they cause in a relationship because it got used to it. Because you put up with it and you suppressed it, and then it causes a chemical brain thing. So now you're yearning for that drama. And sometimes we have selective thinking. This is where we only think about the false image of the narcissist, the good times, the fake good behavior that they acted, the good way they treated us. So we start just thinking about that selective thinking, the good times they give us, the way they behave and act good. We start just thinking about that. So it's selective thinking also, but it's a process, and it takes time, your lovely stalker, to get over the narcissist and get them out of your head. It is normal. It is normal. You said a half a year. That's kind of early, and it depends on you, and it depends on how long, the type of narcissist you dealt with, or whether it was sociopath, psychopath, or how long you was together, what you went through, how much drama you went through, what's the trauma you went through with them, and it depends on that as well as depend on you too. And it depends on too whether you was born into a narcissistic family, grew up in an environment or community that was abusive, and things like that. So that's normal, and it depends on your lovely stalker. And you can email me if you want, lovely stalker. My email is kevinsullivan youtube@yahoo.com, and you can just go on my page and find my email as well too. Roseanne Raja, your message was retracted. Don't question, Kevin. How do you stop being their supply? Just stop being their supply, Don. You just stop doing. You just leave yourself away from them. Like, stop being their supply. Just stop being the supply, and you just cut all ties with them. A person, you don't benefit a person that you don't deal with or contact or any way, or y'all have no type of relationship or communication. So if you cut all ties to them, Dawn, then you're not their supply. So just cut all ties with them. Stop being their supply. And also stop doing what is that they expect you to do, or they like you to do, or that you're doing for them that is supply. Because you could be any type or any kind of supply for a narcissist. Caprice, I'm in Minnesota too. Wow. Don't think some story. Little kitty, how can I find out whether someone is a liar or genuine before it is too late? I know someone and their story doesn't match up. Sounds like they are a scammer, but I don't want to jump to conclusions. That's it, little kitty. That's it right there. Their story don't match up. Their story don't match up. That's it right there, little kitty. If the story don't match up to what they saying, then that's a start right there. That's a big red flag. You know what I'm saying? That's a big red flag right there. You know? And that's how you know before it's too late. See, what right there is that key thing. You see, you already see that it don't match up. And sometimes we see that, and then that don't be enough, and we still just jump in, and then don't jump. We just jump into the whatever type of relationship it is, or continue it. And that's the key right there, the big red flag of their story not matching up. It's not adding up. That's the biggest red flag right there. That's a dent in the hole in the story, or whatever it may be. So you take heed to that and pay attention to that. And you really slow your pace and take your time, little kitty, and you look for more inconsistencies with the story. Now you gotta have, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have your nose turned up to the situation. Like, wait a minute, Now you gotta be really careful because you already see inconsistencies in this situation. And like you said, it sounds like a scammer. They sound like a scammer. And one thing you got to remember, little kitty, lies always change. The truth stays the same. Just remember that, kitty. Lies always change. The truth stays the same. The truth will always stay the same. Lies always change. Narcissism is in all cultures, but white culture has the most, and it's the most detrimental to society because of their power. Caprice Love said that. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying there, Caprice. Blue Lives Matter equal narcs. Caprice Love. George, this is almost like the zombie apocalypse in real life. LOL, it's crazy to me. Yeah, I see what you're saying, George. Narc alert. Yes, mine was so gorgeous. I mean, generous. Narc, mine was so generous. Yeah, yeah. He never wanted to take my money. Narc alert. Yeah, it's narc alert. Yeah, see, and that could be because they really don't want to, or just to impress you. You get what I'm saying? Because that's a good thing, but that don't make a person a good person because they don't want to take your money. It's a good thing for you want to pay for everything yourself. You don't want nobody to pay. That's a good thing, but that don't make you a good person. And that's another thing. We got to not get fooled by things like that. A good quality, a good trait you notice in somebody don't make a good person. Because the most nastiest, evil person in the world could be a person that loves to give and share. And a reason for that would be because that makes them feel good. It makes them feel like somebody. Then so people could look at them that way. That's another thing narcissists do, narc alert. They are very generous so that they can feel good about themselves. And they know that's how people will look at them, and hoping people look at them that way. So good actions are always not genuine, especially when it comes to narcissists. The metric gains, it was the narcissist's birthday yesterday. Well, that ain't got nothing to do with you. Demetra Games. Why do they, Demetra Games, why do they hate you so bad? Because they hate themselves. They hate themselves more. And for them to stop and take that pain and them feelings away from themselves, and not to want to, and them not wanting to admit that they really hate themselves, they put it towards you. You know, that's what they do. They put their problems onto you in every way, shape, form, or fashion. So the problem is that they really hate themselves, so they hate you because they hate themselves. Also because they hate themselves so much that they want to take some of that relief off them and pour it towards you. And also they really do hate you also too because they hate that you are you. And that's all they got in them is hate. Sunshine, hi Kevin. Last week the narc showed up at my house asking for help from me. Out of nowhere. Was so shocked. I was so shocked. Yeah, Sunshine, you need to stop him from just popping up at your house like that. Good life. How do you stay positive with all of this constant narc abuse? You just have to you have to stay positive, because if you don't, then you will let them and the situation in life ruin you. And when you stay positive, that helps you see the silver lining. You know, what's the saying? Always see the cup half full. I hope I'm saying that right. Always see the cup half full. You know, there's always a silver lining. And this is how you beat whatever that you're going through with the narcissist, by you staying positive, you know, and you creating positive energy for your life, you know, because you don't want to get sucked up in that negative energy that they have. You know, you want to keep your energy positive because it helps you out better than more. And you got to have a good foundation. And the best way is to have, like, for me, the best thing is, you know, to have a good relationship with God, like a good foundation, something solid as, and a good foundation as a relationship with God. That also, you know, helps me too. And that's the most part that helps me stay positive. And the fact that I know what I'm dealing with and what's going on, and I know how to beat it, that helps too, you know. And I've been through most of it. I got through it and been through it, you know, all the emotions, you know, all the self-doubt, not knowing, confused. You know, I got through most of that already, you know. And I focus more on myself and my life, and bettering myself and bettering my life, you know, and you know, every aspect that I can. So good life, that's some of my example. But I'll do a video about that as well. Sunshine, thank you, Kevin. I'm glad there's people out there who I can relate with mentally. So grateful for you. You're welcome, Sunshine. And thank you for that comment. Demetra Gaines, why is it that when I text him, he won't say anything? Oh, he just probably playing mind tricks and mind games with you. They like to make you fight and beg for their attention. That makes them feel like they, you know, superior, makes them feel godlike, makes them feel like they're better than you. And they like for people to beg them. They like to feel important, so they do things like that so that you could do that. They like for you to chase after them. They like for you to beg and sweat them. It makes them feel good about themselves, but don't do that. And also, they just don't want to be bothered with you, you know? Sometimes narcissists literally just don't want to be bothered with you because they're done with you. And it's on your terms. They don't like things to be on your terms. Like, you contacted them, so it's about you. They like for things to be about them, so they'll like to talk to you when they contact you. So that's what that's about. Dawn, good question. They go, okay, thanks, Kev, but I thought she was following me, man. She had no business on that road. Yeah, Big L, I get what you're saying, and they do follow and stalk us, but you don't have no legit reason to prove that, Big L. Like, you got to think smart and think wise. You always got to really sit there and think. Like, don't ever go with your first reactions, because that's your emotions. And narcissists want and expect you to act like that so that they can get you caught up in stuff like this, and they can get you out of character. And so they can gain control, and they can sit back and laugh at you. You know, they like to see you going through pain and distress and anger and stuff like that. So that's the reason for you not to do that. Big L, always think smart. Don't go off your first reaction. And even if that's so, and you felt like, and it could have been a coincidence, but with narcissists, is hardly ever a coincidence. But see, what you should have did is really look and said, you always got to think smart and think 10 times ahead. So what you should have did, Big L, if you really thought that she was following you and you felt that way, you should have said, acted like you didn't know she was following you. You should have said, okay, you should have changed your route where you was going or got there a different way. You should have said, okay, now I'm going to take this left turn. See if she takes this left turn too. Now you say randomly, I'm going to take a right turn. Let me see if she's following me this way. Now I'm going to take another right turn. Matter of fact, I'm going to take 2 lefts, take another left. And if she did all the turns that you did and you just randomly doing them, that's pretty much proof that she's following you. You get what I'm saying? Because you got to actually see it and prove it to yourself. You got the evidence. Like, you just randomly turning, like, I'm going to turn here. And then I'm going to turn here to see if she follow me. You get what I'm saying? This is how most people, this is how professional, you know, authorities find out somebody's following them. This is how professional criminals find out if the cops following them. This is how officials and authority find out if they being followed, you know, by somebody. Like, you just keep making different turns and just going random. Take this turn, take 2 rights, take 2 lefts, take a right, take a left, take a right, take a left. You just mix it up randomly and you see that somebody following you. And once you would have did that and noticed that, the next smart thing you could have did was call the cops and say, look, so this person is following me. And told them, like, everywhere I go, they keep taking the same turns and I'm taking them randomly. Or if you didn't want to call the cops, then you should have just left it alone. Because, see, even if you would have did that and noticed that, and you would have hopped out and said something, there's still no way for you to prove that, and you're just saying that. You get what I'm saying, Big L? And then she could just say, I wasn't following them, they just crazy. Because you acted in that way, they could just say, well, this person is just crazy. You know, they just, you know, blase. So you always got to think smart and always don't give narcissists the upper hand. Don't give them the control of the situation for them to, you know, do things to you or ruin your life. Never give them the power to do that. You know, always keep it cool. Don't react off emotions. That's their job. Let them act like that. Nakia, how to be a narcissist at their own game. Cut the ATF off, period. Nikita, I got to do a video about this too. We have to stop trying to beat the narcissist at their own game. You're not going to beat the narcissist at their own game because you're not a narcissist. So the games that they play, you're not going to be wanting to play them. Even if you know a few and know how they operate, you still don't really know of what they might do today or what they thinking today or what next level they want to turn it up to. Because the narcissists don't have no problem with turning up more and more and going more and more crazier. Like, if you're not that person, don't play a game, you know, with this person. Like, don't do it. Like, because you're gonna lose at the end. They're gonna go all the way to 1,000. Like, you know, they'll go in. Don't play no games because they get angry, mean, and vicious on you, and you'll turn the situation to another situation. Like, don't play with these people because they have no. Them being pissed off and being hurt caused them to react and hurt somebody, and they won't care and they'll just blame you. Like, don't play games with narcissists. I got to do a video about this because I see this often. People want to beat the narcissists at their own game. You just do things. You just cut them off. Like, that's it. Like, I'm done with you. I don't want to be with you. This not working. Blase. Leave it at that and leave them alone. Don't play no games because, believe me, you don't have nothing for a narcissist, a sociopath, or a psychopath. Believe me, you don't have nothing for them. Like, you're not them, so don't play that game with them. If you're not like them, or if you're not a narcissist, a sociopath, psychopath, or a toxic person like them, don't play them games with them because they stupid people. Like, they're stupid what they do, and you're playing games with them is playing a stupid game. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, just don't just leave that alone. Just leave them alone. Stay away from them. Don't play their games because you're going to make them angry and make them mad, and they'll try to take your life for it. Like, they'll try to hurt you really and ruin your life. Like, you know what I'm saying? They'll get you caught up in all type of stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, please, Nadia, I mean, Nakia, just leave them alone. Don't play their own game. Let them play the game. You cut them off and don't play no game with them at all. Narc it ain't easy, but it helps out. It helps a lot. Silent rage. What you mean by that, Narc What helps a lot? Dawn Elizabeth question, Kevin. Why do people such as narcs get away with things in the courts and we, the people such as us, get ignored? Because it's just the way the narcissist plays the game. They rig it, they do things without you even knowing. So they rig and set things up. They're always 10 steps ahead of. That's why I say stay away from narcissists and don't deal with them, because they are always plotting things out. When stuff happens, they already planned it. It just fell into place and it just happened. It's just like right now, you see a car that you want. It's a Mercedes Benz. It's brand new. You're gonna, you know, it's came out this year. You plotting to buy it next year. You already been saving for it and planning it so you can get it and live within your means. And I don't know that. You see, nobody knows that but you. Then you just pop up out of the blue with it. But nobody knew that. But then when they see it, see you in it, they say, oh, that's what you was on. That's what you've been planning. You see what I'm saying? Same thing with them. Like, you don't know what they're doing because they're not telling you, but they're plotting against you. Then when the big bomb hit, when the plan is set in place and it's time, then you see it. Then you like, oh, this is what you had planned for me. This is what makes narcissists so dangerous, and this is why you should never communicate with them and stay away from them and don't let you know your business. Because they're always plotting and planning, and you don't find out till it's too late. And see, when you go to the courts, they present themselves already as a person that's honorable and standing up, and they always got their ducks in order so they can win, because they already plotted to do this. And sometimes that's just how it falls. Sometimes the judges in the courts, they make mistakes. Sometimes they definitely make mistakes. Good life. They just hate us because we're fabulous. Yeah, that's a good point. That's true. Good life. They hate you because they ain't you. That's another reason. Caprice, we should all meet up for drinks. Haha, and Sullivan and George. Definitely wouldn't be in Minnesota, right? You said that's Narc Town. We don't need to go there. Intuition galore. Hi Kevin. Hi Intuition galore. Thanks for tuning in. Foxy lady. Have a great day and thank you a lot. Greetings from Australia. God bless. Well, you're welcome, Foxy lady. Thanks for tuning in and God bless you as well. Dawn Elizabeth question, Kevin, how to get over mixed feelings about being the scapegoat and a black sheep? Just don't care, Dawn Elizabeth. Move on with your life. Forget them. Like, you know, think about what you think of yourself. You got to get the label people give you, don't accept. We got to stop accepting the label that people give us, that they want to give us for their own negative reasons and agendas and their own motives. You know, they give us these titles so that they could use and abuse us and to feel good about themselves. So it's not even about us, it's really about them. So don't accept that. Stop calling yourself the scapegoat. Stop calling yourself the black sheep. Stop looking at yourself like that. Because the truth of the matter is, Dawn Elizabeth, when you're dealing with narcissists, you could be the most beautiful, holiest, righteous person, most educated, 100 degrees, most successful, 100 successful businesses, the most best charity in the world, helping feed people, helping home people, feed people. You could be the wealthiest person in the world, the best giver, the best looking in the world, and they still will put you as the scapegoat and the black sheep. It don't matter. To them, it's not about what really. See, narcissists are not about quality; they're quantity people. It's not really about the things that it's supposed to be about with them. It's all about how they feel, what they think. So it comes off of their dysfunction, their hate, their misery. So that's where stuff comes from. It don't come from an honest, truly genuine place when it comes from the narcissist. So this is why don't pay them no attention about that. Don't see yourself as the black sheep. Don't see yourself as the scapegoat. Because like I said, it don't matter. You could be the best person in the world. They will still label you the black sheep. It doesn't matter. Intuition galore. Do you think some narcissists are into witchcraft? Yes, definitely. Yes, intuition galore. Narcissists are definitely into witchcraft, and I got to do a video about that too. Narc alert. They like to be people pleasures. Yeah, they do like to be people pleasures too. I got to do a video about that too. That's a good one, Narc alert. Narc alert, please email me about that just to remind me so I won't forget, because I'm jogging, so I'll probably forget by then. Hopefully I don't. You too, intuition galore, please remind me to do a video about narcissists doing witchcraft, because these are both good topics and both are true. Your lovely stalker. Thank you, Kevin. I love you. Well, you're welcome, you lovely stalker. Gordon, Sharpie, started. Gordon, Jordan's writing that in my page. What are you? Why are you writing this in my page? What are you talking about? This is what you're writing is disgusting. This don't have nothing to do about. This has nothing to do about what we are here talking about. Gordon or Jordan, Sharpie, George. I deactivated my Facebook. Too much negative energy and people lurking. Yeah, I also deleted my Facebook account too. I also wasn't into Facebook anyway, but I created a Facebook account for business wise, but I still deleted my Facebook page because yeah, it was just I'm good on Facebook. Let me see. The lovely stalker, she laughing. Narc alert, they can't believe that you go no contact and ignore them. They want you to crawl back to them. Yes. And also narc alert, they don't want you to never get away from them. They don't want you to go on and be happy and move on with your life. You know, they don't like when people escape from them. It's almost like a kidnapper holding somebody hostage. That's basically what it's like. It's like a kidnapper holding someone or people hostage and they get away from under them. Now they left alone. Kidnappers kidnap because one of the reasons they're alone and they're miserable and they don't want to be. So this is one of the reasons why out of many kidnappers kidnap people and hold them captive. Think about it, so they'll never leave and they always got supply. So that's the same thing with narcissists, Narc alert. They don't. I gotta do a video about that too as well. Please, someone remind me about that, because that's an important video. They hate when you get away and escape. They don't never want you to leave. This is why I did a video called, if you haven't watched it already, go check it out. I did a video on the things narcissists do out the blue to keep you. This is why sometimes they'll act nice and be nice to you and butter up to you so you won't leave, because they're afraid of you leaving. So they just be good and do enough out the blue just to keep you. Then once you know they got you all settled in and you good now, then they start going back to their self. And they'll keep repeating that cycle as long as you let them. Good life. I know a narc who always bragging on her marriage and puts down people who are single. Good life. Well, that should tell you right then and there that probably her marriage ain't even going that well. That's why she hating on single people. That's why she hating on single people, and she's putting down single people, because what's really truly going on, good life, is that 9 times out of 10 her marriage is not going good, and she's mad that she's in a relationship, so she's putting down people who are not in a relationship because she's jealous that she's in a relationship and she's miserable and not happy. And so she's got jealousy for people who are single because she's know they're not going through what she's going through. They know they're free and they're happy. They don't feel trapped like she is and miserable, because of a relationship that they got stuck in. If I have any of my moderators that's in here, can you guys please block Gordon or Jordan Sharpie? If I have any moderators in here, please block him. Slimmer Millie and my narc called the police on me 30 times for nothing because he was mad at me. Yep, and also see, yeah, and I did a video on that too. Slimmer Millie, I did a video about that too. About how the narcissist. Check that video out if you haven't already. Slimmer Millie, about narcissists will lie to the police on you. Yo, and they do this all the time. They call the police because they're so mad at you that this is what makes them dangerous. They so angry and raged and mad, and they very emotionally unstable that they don't know how to handle stuff like a kid, or like kids are emotionally unstable. So they react and don't know how to react to situations. This is why they throw tantrums and stomp up and down, fall out and whine, because they don't know how to deal with the emotions that they have. They don't know how to handle them and maintain them. So this is one of the reasons why narcissists do this. They call the cops because they are so angry and frustrated and emotionally unstable. Unlike little kids, they just pick up the phone and call the cops on you. You know what? I'm gonna get you arrested. You made them so mad that they don't know how to handle. Narcissists don't know how to handle being mad and upset and chill out and cool down. They don't know how to do that. They don't know what to do with. This is why they say don't act off emotions, because you do something that's silly and stupid that you would regret if you would have just did it with a sober mind, a calm, you know, coming from a calm, a place of just relaxing and thinking. This is their problem. They don't know how to do that and don't want to, and they react and they'll just do something stupid like, I'm gonna call the cops on you, I'm gonna get you arrested. Then it turns into a hate. Now I gotta get you, now I gotta lie and get you put in jail, get you arrested just because you made me mad. Like so I didn't do nothing. You see how silly and disgusting that is? Like silly Slimmer Millie and everybody. Like, I probably said something to you that you don't like, so now you want to call the cops and get me arrested and lie. Like, I didn't commit no crime against you. I didn't break a law against you, but you want to call and lie. This is why they are so, this makes them so dangerous and need to get away from them. Well, I think I could block myself. I mean, not myself, but I think I could block people in here as well. I think I got to make myself a moderator or something like that. What do we have next? Let's see. I went all the way down. I skipped a few people. Well, I have a lot of comments. Okay. Okay, it's a lot. Let me see. I went too far. I went all the way down too far. All right, here we go. If I have any moderators, please, and if I have any moderators in here, please let me know. If I have any moderators in here, let me know, please. Sunshine Kevin, you need to become a specialist, psychologics. You know how sometimes it's hard for me to pronounce words out of the blue. Psychologist. That's, I don't know, out of the blue, it always happens like that. You are very knowledgeable and save. You are very knowledgeable to save millions of people. LOL. Well, thank you for that, Sunshine. Question, Kevin. Why do people such as narcs have free speech and people who do deserve free speech don't have it? Yeah, that's a good question, Dawn. That's a good question. And I think mostly because they're in position or put themselves in position are are connected to people that are in that position to make that possible. And you gotta understand, narcissism is like the accepted norm now. So it's like a way of life and being now. Slimmer Millie, hey, why do the narc start acting crazy when they lose good supply? Because they hate to lose. They just took the loss. They don't know how to deal with rejection. They don't know how to take no. So they go crazy because they just lost the supply. Narcissists can't live without people. It's just like if air just stopped, no air, everybody would die. Like, because we need air to breathe. That's why it's bad when they keep cutting down all the trees. We need trees, we need air. If all the trees get cut or taken down, we probably would die too, because we need trees as well. Supply is air to narcissists. It was keeps them alive and keep them breathing. A narcissist can't live and survive on their own being. They just are an empty shell. Oh, similarity, yes, so true. They can be taking Caprice Love. They can be taking money from another supply too. Yeah, money is supply too. Money is supply too. Caprice Love and anybody else. If you haven't seen my video that I have, that I did, is called you could be any kind of supply for a narcissist. I think it's a part 1. I need to do a part 2 as well. You could be any type of supply for a narcissist. Don't matter. I think I need to do a part 2 on that as well too. I should. Slimmer Millie, the best thing to do, go no contact and get an order of protection. They are dangerous. Yes, that's what you should do, Slimmer Millie. Once you go no contact and they still trying to, bother you, just get a protective order on them. Armani Gomez, why do you say when a narcissist calls you material? What do you say when things you have? I think it's Armani or Armani or no Armani Gomez. They just hating, they just mad because you have materialistic things. They just jealous that you have it. That's all that is. Or they just telling you they are materialistic. Then that's probably what it is too. They materialistic and they just projection on you. They just saying you're who they are. They do that a lot. They just use a projection on you. It could be that too. Narcoler, okay, thanks, Kevin. You're welcome, Narcoler. Caprice Love, narcs in prison. Narcs in prison be having 6 to 7 women putting money on their books, all thinking they're the only ones. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true, because they'll do the same thing in prison or jail, the same thing that they'll do on the outside world. They got 6, 7 women giving them money. 6 to 7 women giving them money, taking care of their bills or whatever it may be. It'd be the same, same situation. Slimmer Millie, the best revenge is no contact. Is that true? Yes, that's true. Slimmer Millie. I gotta do a video about that, and that's what I try to tell people all the time. Like, the best revenge for a narcissist and anyone is no contact and living your life. Especially for a narcissist, is no contact, because contact is the only, narcissists have a contact with you is the only form of supply they can get from you. So this is why you cut off all ties from them, and you don't have to deal with them and their negative, toxic, evil energy. So yeah, that is true and great to stay away from them, to cut all contact. And that's with anybody. Cut contact with them, and live your life. Your lovely stalker, haha, I got no money. He's having the money. He's having the money, but it's blood money, all from his father who passed away beginning this year. Your lovely stalker, don't laugh that you don't got no money, lovely stalker. If what you're saying is true, you don't got no money, don't laugh at that. That's not funny. Silly Millie, I got everything in the love bombing stage. Then I got crumbs. Yes. See, and I gotta do a video about that too, Slimmer Millie. Everything is, they only gonna, you get the most, and because what you getting at the love bombing stage is the false stem. They are trying to wave carrots. They are trying to show you things and wave carrots at you, so you can say like, okay, this is a good person, this is a safe person. The image that they're trying to paint to you is what they want you to believe and need you to believe, so that you'll even get involved with them. And they do this during the love bombing stage because that's the beginning. Like they say, the first impressions is always the best impression, and they're faking. And so then you get all enmeshed with them and entangled in a relationship, because the love bombing stage, they be the best person, they do the most for you, they want to be so giving, loving, and kind, but it's all fake. So once they got you in a relationship, and once they see you all in and they got you, then they reveal them true selves. Then that's when they give you the crumbs and treat you bad. Dawn Elizabeth, last year I saw my frenemy husband at the grocery store. Yucky, yikes, itchy, ooh, and Yeah, Dawn Elizabeth, yeah, sometimes you run into them. But what you do is just keep it moving. Keep going about your business. Good life, the best revenge is success and living your best life. Yes, good life. That's the best revenge for any enemy, hater, or, especially narcissists, anybody. That's the best revenge. Martis Andrews, how can you get them to have a real conversation? You can't. They don't have a real conversation with you. I hope I'm saying your name right, your first name. Martis Andrews or Martis Andrews. You can't, my brother. You can't get them. They don't want to. They don't want to have a good, they don't want to have a real conversation because, one, they're not real. Two, they're not honest. Three, they're not authentic people. Four, they're not official people. Five, they are empty people. 7, they are full of lies. 8, they are full of deceit. They don't, this is why you can't get them to have a real conversation, because you're not in, like, 9, you're not a real person to them, and 10, they see you as an object. You're not a human being to them. They don't have, they don't have an emotional connection towards you as well too. Number 11, they don't have an emotional connection to you. And they don't think they owe you anything, and they don't think that you deserve it, and they don't care to give it to you. So this is why you can never have a real conversation with them. It's like you having a conversation with a real conversation with a kid, a toddler, like a 1-year-old. It's like you trying to have a real conversation with a 1-year. As a matter of fact, it's almost like you trying to have a real conversation with a newborn. Googie gaga, googie gaga gaga. That's all you gonna get. That's what it's like having a conversation with a narcissist, trying to have a real conversation. They don't want to have a real conversation with you. You get what I'm saying? Because they're not real people, and they're not honest and truthful people. They live life of doing things wrong. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, a person who a liar, thief, cheater, stealer, manipulator, evil person, nothing about them is real. And they're not honest people, so they're not going to have a conversation with you, and they can't because they're not even real with themselves. And they are little kids in the mind. And the real conversation is too much for them to handle, because for you to have a real conversation, you got to be a truthful, honest person, and you got to be real with yourself. And you got to be genuine, and you got to be genuine, and you got to be willing to admit your wrongs and your mistakes. All those things narcissists are not, and they are not willing to do. That's why you'll never have a real conversation with them. Good life. God bless you, Kevin. Thank you, good life. God bless you as well. You're a lovely stalker. I also got everything in the love bombing. But after that, I was fat, lazy, and ugly. The love bombing, the love bombing stage at the beginning, where they overvalue you too. That's what it's called too. The love bombing stage and the overvaluing. That's what they do also too. The love bombing stage, they overvalue you. Then that's what confuses you too. All of a sudden, like you said, you fat, lazy, and ugly. That's just them expressing their hate towards you. And that's also when they feel like, and that's part of them discarding you. That's part of the three-phase cycle. The love bomb, the devaluation, which would be calling you fat, lazy, and ugly. Then they discard you. They make you feel bad first, then tear you down. They make you feel bad and tear you down before they leave. First, they make you feel good, build you up. Then they tear you down, make you feel bad. Then they leave, discard you. So that's another reason. That's the second phase of relationship. On purpose, which they do all the time. They devalue you and make you feel bad about yourself, calling you fat, lazy, and ugly. Beginning, they give you worth. Before the end, the middle stage, they say you're not worthless. You're worthless. Narc survivor. Oh, that's somebody else. That's somebody else. Slimmer Millie, my narc got beat up. Came home and called the cops on me. I was praying he didn't tell the cops I eat him up so bad. Oh, did they oh, he got beat up and you thought, and it was somebody else that did it. He ran into the house, called to call the cops, and you was just praying that they didn't lie and say you did it, which a narcissist would do. Oh man, yep. That's what you mean. You was hoping that he ain't lie and say you beat him up with somebody else. Beat him up. I'm Slimmer Millie. Narc survivor. Kevin, what do you think about narcissists who become obsessive stalkers / perverts? What is the reason for this? Oh, well, narcissists are obsessive people, period. Narc survivor. Narcissists are obsessive people too. They are very obsessive people and they're possessive people too. They are both of those. So they're already like that. So this is why they behave like that, because they're already like that. And they're stalkers too. Yeah, they stalkers, and most of the reason they become stalkers is because their obsession with you and them being possessive. This is why people are stalkers and would cause them to stalk someone, because they are obsessive and they are possessive. So when you are obsessive, you just can't get you just see something as more than what it is, value it, and you just got to have it. And possessive means that you own it and you gotta have it and you own the rights to it. So when they try to get away, you are like you know what I'm saying? You become stalker because that thing is trying to leave or left or got away somehow. So you're stalking to keep track of it and keep it. So that's that reason too. But they are already like that, narc survivor. And right, so they perverts because also too they perverts because their obsession with sex. A narcissist that's a pervert is most likely a somatic narcissist. They are a somatic narcissist, so that's why they are perverts. And the reason, and so they're obsessive and they are possessive. That's why they become stalkers. And they are, and I got I'm gonna save the rest for a video. I'm gonna do a video about this narcissists being obsessive and obsessive and how that caused them to be stalkers. I'm gonna do a video about that. Please remind me, Narc Survivor, because I probably forget. I'm stopping to do this while I'm taking a break from working out and jogging, and so I know I probably end up forgetting, and I don't want to. Slimmer Millie and the devalued me. I said, tell that to the men who beat you up. LOL. Yeah, I bet you he didn't like that. He didn't like that at all. Yeah, Dawn, that was a good question that Narcissist Survivor asked. Yeah, Narcissist Survivor, good question. I got to do videos about that. Caprice Love, why I'ma chase you when you ain't never even brought me a gift or gone out your way? They overvalue themselves and don't even see it. Yes, that's definitely true. They do overvalue themselves. They do. And, you know, it's horrible when somebody think that they all that and they not even what they think they is. It's really a big turnoff. It's a big turnoff for people who think they all of that, even if they is that. It's like, it's still a turnoff. It's not a turnoff to have confidence and believe in yourself. That's a good thing, but you get what I'm saying? When you you know, when it becomes a point where it's not confidence no more. And it's, you know what I'm saying? It comes a point to where, like you saying on Caprice Love, it's like you overvalue yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what they do. The last narcissist I was with, she did that. It was like she overvalued herself. This was like, you know. But Caprice Love or somebody else, please remind me to do a video about that too. Narcissists overvaluing themselves, because that's a good one, Caprice Love, because they definitely do that. Your lovely stalker. Oh, that's the narcissist survivor. Narcissist survivor. Thank you. You're welcome, narcissist survivor. Narc alert. Mine was obsessed taking pictures of me. Wow. Yeah. Slimmer Millie. I only stayed for 1 year. Abuse. For 1 year, abuse affects people differently. Some people stay for years and married them. So I think I did pretty good to get away when I did. Yeah, that was pretty good for you to get away within a year, right? Because some people do stay for years, a long time. Some people stay for a century, a decade, decades and centuries. Some people stay for a few years, 5 years. You get what I'm saying? 1 year was great. I mean, one narcissist, I dealt with her for years. I dealt with her. One narcissist I dealt with her for years. So I know what you mean by that. Then the last narcissist I didn't deal with long at all. Narcissist survivor. They become obsessive stalkers in real life, where their lives revolves around you. It's their obsession, their newfound purpose in life, and it's a sexual obsession, very perverted. But why is this? It's basically like you said, Narcissist survivor. What you said is 100% true, Narcissist survivor. This is a good one because stalkers. Because, like I said, Narcissist survivor, like you know as well, Narcissist survivor, and most of us do. And if you don't, they are empty people, and they need people, and they need. It's almost like a kid needs toys. Like a kid needs toys, right? A kid will be in his room with no toys, nothing to do, will lose their mind. And you know what I'm saying? Just a bed, mirror, dresser, nightstand, carpet. You get what I'm saying? It's empty. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like what it is for a narcissist to live in a world, even as an adult, and have no supply. Even, you know, even as a teenager or a young adult, you know, it's like not having supply is dangerous for them. Like, what would they do? Like, how would they live? Like, you get what I'm saying? So that's why it becomes so dangerous, and they can't supply is like toys to them. So they gotta have toys. The kids gotta have toys, you know, and like kids become obsessive with their toys. They become obsessive with people because it's an object, you know. They use toys to have fun and be creative and connect with. And that's what, not that narcissists use people to connect with, because they don't connect with people. So not connected, they don't use to connect. But kids kind of use toys also to develop. Narcissists, even though they don't develop, they use people to try to develop themselves or how they feel in a cheap way. A cheap quantity way, not quality way. And their lives revolve around it because that's a person that they have control over. They have control over their supply, and their life revolves around you because that's what their life consists of. That's all that matters. Their life revolves around a supply and victims because their supply is people, period. They gotta live and can't live without it. And it becomes a newfound purpose in life because without a person, a narcissist have no reason to live. So this why Narcissivor, we become a newfound purpose in life because without us, narcissists don't have no purpose, period. We are their purpose once they have us, get us, or we deal with them. And and it's a sexual obsession, yeah, because sex is supplied to them. Sex is another form of energy and supply for them that they get from you. You know what I'm saying? So they need that too. So that becomes important too. Yeah, they're very perverted. Marius Andrew thinks, do you think it's a good idea to video record them or wear a body cam to record them when we have forced interactions? Sunshine, yeah, I mean, if you want to, if it's for your safety and you're trying to prove something in court, yeah, but it's something against the law without their permission. But I mean, if you have to, Sunshine, and you need to, if you have to have communication with them, do so. So if you, for your safety, just make sure that they don't know, you know, and only reveal it if it's to prove a point of they try to attack you or they said something to you and you need it in court. You know what I'm saying? For something important. Silly Slimmer Millie, I think we all are on here because we are all survivors. No matter how long it was, we allowed the abuse. Yes, Slimmer Millie. CLS, how can I get people to recognize that he is a master liar and that he is really controlling and abusive? My husband is such a charmer. People fall for it so often. That's the thing, CLS, you not, because like you say, he is a charmer. They're not gonna go believe him because he's a charmer and they believe what they show. You get what I'm saying? So that's the reason. They believe what he always shows them, and that's all he shows them. See, they know what they're doing. They know this. So when you go back and you tell people about this person that they know nothing about, they like, well, that's all I see is the opposite of what you're saying. So it's kind of hard for them to believe that. And they don't want to believe that because they don't see that at all. If you know what I mean and you get what I'm saying. So that's how that works. CLS, also watch my video. Look at my video that I got called do the narcissists behave the same way with me as with everyone else? That explains that. Neely, hey Kevin, I agree they are not worth it. How you doing, Neely? That's thank you. That is true. They are not worth it at all. Narcissivor, it is creepy. Oh, they talking to somebody else? Madison, is it true they are incapable of love? Yes, that's very true. Martis Andrews, they are very incapable of love because they have no love in them. Narc alert, comedy helps a lot to heal. Yeah, it could. Laughter is good. Laughter is smoothness to the soul and heals. Yeah, laughter is good. Narc alert. Stomach, at first I was very angry, but now that I know what narcissism is, I'm learning from it, so I never make that mistake again. Just know the red flags. Yes, Slammer Millie, yeah. Once you learn about it and you know the red flags and don't know the red flag, that's another video I got to do. Somebody please remind me, narcissist, the red flags of a narcissist. How you doing? How you doing? The red flags of a narcissist, remember that and know that. Because that's what helps. Because before we know the red flags with them. I would start because he is very ugly. Sunshine, what is the craziest thing you have learned of the craziest thing you have learned of the covert narcissist? Sunshine, that they are like, hello. I'm good, how you doing? They are the most snakes in the world. They're very dangerous. Like they are very dangerous and scary, sneaky way. Like I'll do a video about that too, covert narcissists. They are very crazy and very sneaky, and it's like what I know how vicious and sneaky they is like just stay away from them. They are, oh man, they are the worst. What is this? Oh, my battery's dying, everybody. I'm not gonna be able to answer all y'all questions. My battery is real low, and I still gotta finish. Wow, I got a lot of comments I didn't read. Well, I got a lot of comments I didn't read, guys. But I apologize, guys. I'm not gonna be able to answer everybody's question because my battery is low and I gotta finish jogging. RA, my narc landlord is still threatening to evict me for reporting the crack house she is renting out next door. Yeah, RA, she can't do that, RA. She just saying that, but she can't do that. She can't do that. By law, she can't do that. Like, email me, RA. Wow. Wow. I wish my phone was fully charged, but I can't answer everybody's question because my phone is real low. But well, I apologize, everybody. I can't answer everybody's chat because I gotta go. I gotta finish running and my battery is getting real low. So I will see you guys on the next chat, and you can. Thanks for everything you do, Kevin. You're welcome. I'm blessed by him, and thanks, Kevin. You're welcome, Sunshine. Mig L, the covert narcs be lying to the cops. Yes, they do. Narc alert. Thank you, Kevin. Hopefully you do more. Hopefully you do more lives. Yeah, I will do more lives, Narc alert. You're welcome. Thank you, Kevin. You are awesome. You're welcome, RA. Thank you. It's a 50% of American police are involved in domestic partner violence. Wow, I didn't know that. 50% of American police are involved in that. All right, everybody. I'll see you guys on the next live. Everybody have a great day and stay narcissistic free. And thanks for tuning in.